I'm Donnell McAdams, and I'm the designer of the Quick Easy tools. Today I'm going to demonstrate the Quick Easy border mitering tool. The Quick Easy border mitering tool will make mitering the borders of your quilts, placemats, wall hangings, and other sewing projects much quicker and a lot easier. The Quick Easy border mitering tool comes in two sizes, the regular size and the mini. By the way, these tools are also great for making the quilt block attic windows without having to make the Y seam. They are also very useful in helping you match stripes for your borders. Now let me show you how easy it is to do this process. When using the Quick Easy border mitering tool, the finished result is a perfectly mitered border, whether it be one border or two borders or multiple borders. Now let me show you how easy it is to achieve this. All of the Quick Easy tools come with complete, easy to follow instructions. Each step is detailed in a picture showing you up close exactly what you are going to be completing in the process. The first step in using the Quick Easy border mitering tool is to attach your borders. You will see that we have used a 1/4 inch seam allowance and stitched to within a 1/4 inch of the corner. You would then back stitch. We would then flip this out of the way and add the border on this side, doing the same thing, stitching to within a 1/4 inch of this edge and back stitching so that this is secure in this position. These two borders would then meet up. After that step is complete, you are going to flip so that you are looking at the back of the quilt. You would have your other border coming in here. For the purpose of the video, it's easier to see what is going on when we only have one border attached. When the other border is here, before you complete the steps, and it gives this in the instructions, you would lay that border back underneath so it is not sticking out in your way. At this point, I want to explain a little bit about the tool. You are now looking at the tool from the wrong side, which is the way we are going to use it in the first step. It really doesn't matter whether it's the right side or the wrong side, but you need to understand how to use the tool. You'll notice that it's shaped like a boot. This square up here is showing you where your quilt corner is. The boot down here is going to give you the perfect angle. This has been cut so that the width of your pencil or your washout marker will not add to that seam allowance. So this is actually from that line to the edge less than a 1/4 inch. So we have taken that into account. You do not need to worry about that. The lines have no real significance as far as measurement. They are only there for you to be able to line up and get everything nice and straight. So the secret of doing this, and this is explained in the instructions, is to remember that this angle or this part of the boot actually points to the corner that we are working on. So we're going to lay this down and match up the seam line and the raw edge, and those are actually written right on the tool. And then make sure, you notice here it's not exactly straight, so we are going to get that straight in relationship to the parallel lines here. And at that point we can then draw with the washout marker the diagonal, which is going to be our cutting line, not the stitching line, the cutting line. And after we have drawn that, we simply pull the tool away and pull the corner back and bring the tool back into the area and extend the line right up to the edge. And again, that is our cutting line. We would then fold this back underneath so it is out of the way and bring the border that was there back into play. I have another example that I can show that on. This quilt actually has both borders added, stopping 1/4 inch from each corner. And remember, we need to turn it to the wrong side to work on it. So once I have turned this, I'm actually repeating the same step that I just did. We would then pull this back and push this one back up underneath so it's out of the way, laying this back, and remembering that we are going to use the point or the part of the boot that extends out into the area that we are getting ready to draw our line. So we would then draw on this side, pull this back, lay that little seam allowance back out of the way, put the tool back down and continue the line. I'm going to take that away, pull this back, lay this one back out, and fold this back underneath. So this time, we had used the tool previously this way. We are now going to flip it over so that the boot or the toe or this edge that points out is actually pointing out to our corner, and we are going to match up those stitch lines and these raw edges and simply make sure that everything is straight down here, which now it is. And now we would draw this line, remembering that that's our cutting line. Lift up the tool, lay that edge back flat, and continue that line up to the edge. We would now be able to take our scissors and cut right on that line, making sure that we fold this back so that we can get right up into that corner. You do not want to cut this until you're actually ready to stitch it, because if you put this back in a basket or fold it up and put it in a box, this is a true 45-degree angle and it is a bias. It has a tendency to stretch, and we do not want to do that. After you have cut both sides, it will look like this. Remembering that right here in the corner, our border is not stitched to the edge. It stops 1/4 inch away. So now all we have to do is take those two edges and start at the outside corner. And this is easier if you will have your cut edge to the right. It's to my right. It's obviously not to yours, but it's to my right, so that if you are working on this, you can put those pins in so that when you go to the sewing machine, for your perspective, I'll turn it around this way. So when you go to the sewing machine, you can sew right here at 1/4 inch and easily guide. So we are going to put those edges together and pin this, and right back here we're going to open that back and put a pin right where we are planning to stop, because what you're going to do is start at this edge and back stitch and sew 1/4 inch right down to that pin where those seams meet, and then back stitch. Once you have completed that, your seam will look like this, noticing here that it stops right at the point. So now when you press that, everything will lay perfectly flat. From the right side, you have a perfect mitered border. That same process would be followed whether you're using the large tool or the small tool. Obviously, when you have something, this is about a 4-inch wide border, it is easier to have the large tool because it is wide enough that you can actually do one marking. If you were working with the small tool, I realize I'm on the right side, but if you were working with the small tool, you can only go so far and then you have to move it down. So the small tool is great for small projects, but the large tool will save you a lot when you're trying to work with anything 4 inches and wider. Actually, we developed the large tool first, but we had so many requests for something smaller, and that's the reason we came up with the small tool. And that's how easy it is to use the Quick Easy Border Mitering tool. I hope this video demonstration of the Quick Easy Border Mitering tool has shown you how quick and easy it is to miter borders on your sewing and quilting projects that will lay flat, forming a perfect mitered corner. You will be able to complete many projects in a professional manner with this easy and accurate method of mitering borders using my Quick Easy Border Mitering tools. Remember, there are 2 sizes to make working with a variety of projects and border widths quick and easy. Ask for the Quick Easy Border Mitering tools at your favorite quilt shop. If they do not carry our tools, please ask them to consider doing so. You can also place your secure order on our website at www.sewbizmarion.com or call 800-500-3830 to contact our store. Thank you for your interest in Quick Easy Tools.